Next question.
Let's do it.
Can you please share on your podcast what the difference between lazy delegation and decentralization is?
Okay, so decentralized command is obviously one of the principles of combat we have in the book that we wrote. And I have a very simple definition that I've been explaining to people. Decentralized command, it's everybody leads. That's what decentralized command is. Right. And obviously that means you want everybody else to lead. And so this question is, what's the difference between being lazy and just delegating everything and what's good decentralization? So lazy delegation, number one, is delegating things that are actually your job. Right? Because there's some roles and responsibilities that people have. Yeah. And if you take something that is supposed to be your job right. and you delegate it to somebody else because you don't feel like doing it, then that's lazy. As a matter of fact, if you're delegating something that it's something that you're delegating because you don't want to do it, then that's being lazy, right? If you're actually delegating something because it's something you don't want to do, right. then you're being lazy. And I'll tell you, it's actually a mindset to take on the tasks of the things that you don't want to do or that your team doesn't want to do. So this is like literally, there's something that is hard to do or that no one wants to do that thing. And I'll give you an example. We had to stand watch in Iraq. On my first deployment to Iraq, we had to stand watch on the prisoners that we would capture. So we'd come back, we have to stand watch on them. So I made myself and my assistant platoon commander, I was a platoon commander at the time, I assigned us the worst watch of the night, like the 0300 in the morning till 0500 in the morning. The watch that nobody wants because it's in the middle of your sleep pattern. No one wanted that watch. I put us on that watch. We took the worst watch. So I didn't delegate the hard watch. I took the hard watch. So there's an example of the opposite of being lazy. Right. You're taking on board the hard tasks. Another one is when we would go shooting and we'd get done shooting, and believe it or not, even the SEAL teams, you got to go pick up brass. You got to go pick up brass off the ground, all over the desert, all over the field, all over wherever you did a bunch of shooting. And it's pretty easy for the guy that's in charge to have a meeting to attend to when it's time to pick up brass. But I would always pick up brass. I wouldn't delegate
being the shells.
The shell casings. Yeah. But it's a pain. Literally when you're at land warfare, it takes a couple days to pick up brass. And instead of having to go back for a meeting, I'd go out there and, jump in there and have the crap job like everybody else of picking up brass. So I wouldn't delegate these things. That's being lazy when you delegate that. And another thing I'll find is if somebody's complaining, if one of my subordinates is complaining to me about having to do something, I automatically take it. And I say, oh, Echo, it's a pain for you to do this? Cool. Well, I'll do it. And it has a good psychological effect on them, right? I mean, it's showing them that, like, look, man, I'm here for you. And if it's too much for you, I'll take it. Right. And I've had people literally go, no, I got it. Because that's the instinct that people have. They go, look, man, I got it. Yeah. And that's what I would do. If I complained about something, and then my boss said to me, you know what? If it's too much for you, I'll take care of it. You're like, no, it's not too much, boss. No. Yeah. So... And that's also, I'll tell you, there's also a little form of discipline in there. A little form of discipline of taking on board tasks and doing things that you don't want to do. That's a way of exercising some discipline in your life and making things happen. So that's the kind of thing, all those things, that's like lazy delegation. If you're doing those kind of things where you're getting rid of jobs you don't want, you're getting rid of jobs that you should be doing, and getting rid of jobs that are a pain or are monotonous or you think they're below you. So the opposite of that is decentralized command, right? This is where you're letting other people do what they're supposed to do. It's when you're letting people do things that will help them grow. Does it help a person grow by picking up brass? I suppose there's a little character building in there, but it's not going to literally help them grow, so you don't need to delegate that task. Does it help someone grow as a leader to do the 0300 to 0500 watch on prisoners? No. It's pain. It's just unmitigated pain. So it doesn't help people grow. So then you don't have to decentralize that. But if you got something that's going to let somebody grow, you let them do it. If there's something that allows you to stand back and be the tactical genius, and we wrote about this in the book, then, and thereby allowing me to have a different perspective on something, then I should absolutely decentralize that and delegate. So if there was a mission came up and we needed to come up with a plan, I would tell you to plan it. I'd be like, Echo, you come up with a plan on this. And then you'd go and plan it and you'd be all involved in it and you would lose the elevation that I would have. So when I come back to look at your plan, you say, here's the plan. I go, hey, it looks good except for these 2 points. And you'd be like, man, how did he see those points? Right. I'd say it's because I had the altitude. So that's another time that decentralized command, it's very helpful. Decentralized command means letting people make little mistakes and not punishing them because of those mistakes. That's decentralized command. If I just hammer people and punish them when they make a mistake, they're not going to want to take any chances, they're not going to want to take any risk, and they're not going to want to lead.
Yep.
Because I've been punitive with my actions towards them. Now, that doesn't mean, and I've seen this happen, that doesn't mean if I'm going to let you go plan a mission and I see you're screwing it up, I'm just going to let you have a catastrophic failure. Right. No, I'm going to be like, hey, Echo, think about this over here. Hey, Echo, think about that over there. We're going to get you dialed in. I'm going to give you some rope, but I'm not going to let you hang yourself. Right. I'm actually going to give you enough rope to get the job done and think on your own. But if you start looking like you're going to hang yourself, I'm going to stop you. Mm-hmm. The other thing about decentralized command that's positive, that's not just lazy delegation, is when you let your subordinates lead so that you can focus upward, outward, and forward. So if you have a mission, if we have a mission to accomplish and I tell you to lead it, that means you can take care of that mission. I can look upward, meaning up the chain of command, find out what's going on. Outward, meaning what's the enemy doing. And forward, meaning what's going to happen in the future. And if I'm wrapped up in the accomplishing of the task at hand, from a leadership position, I can't do any of those things. I can't look upward, I can't look outward, and I can't look forward. You got to let people lead so that they can become leaders. And your actual goal, and this is where people get intimidated, is to set them up so they can take your job. That's what you want. You want them to be able to take your job. Right. And people get scared of that, but you can't be scared of that.
Yeah, what was that quote? There was a quote where one guy was asking the other guy or something. It's like, hey, what happens if we develop, our workers and then they leave us? And he's like, it's better than not developing them.
Yeah.
And having them stay.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I mean, that's me trashing
it's you murdering a quote,
yeah,
but it's okay.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's good. And you definitely want to set your people up. You want to work yourself out of a job. And then you got to, your other opportunities will come because people will see that you develop a team. People will see that you develop good leaders, and they're going to say, "Hey, I want you to come and do that at this higher position," and you're going to get benefit from that as well.
Well,